Mem, for those of you that don't know, I led a talk recently in Founders Villa here in Dubai. The Superteam UAE guys, who are super team, did an incredible job hosting a myriad of events, and I was lucky and honorable enough to host my little talk here, Zoomer Crypto Marketing 101. So a lot of people missed it. I wasn't able to post the entire thing, so here's me talking about it. It's going to be a long video. Watch it on 2x speed for sure. But if you are a company founder or on the team of a company, I highly recommend you watch this video. The reason why I make this video now is because I've noticed over the course of like the 3, 4 years that I've been in crypto and the 10 years I've been in marketing, there are so many good companies out there that don't get the attention they deserve simply because they don't have good marketing. When in reality, there are companies out there with the most shitty products and do the most bullshit, scammy stuff, but have a lot of good mind share from CT simply because their marketing isn't as bad as all the other ones. It isn't even good, it's just not as shitty. That being said, my one intention with all of this and me sharing all the stuff I've learned in the past 3 years while doing various marketing positions here in Web3 is that I truly hope that companies that have good products, good people, good vibes are given the attention and mind share that they deserve. Simple as that. Again, what does that mean? I've gone over most of this stuff, but the number one thing I like to say is that your product could give people free money whenever they press a button and still fail if no one ever hears about it. This is a similar mindset and mantra that like airdrops even have. You give people $1 million for free and they still complain simply because it wasn't $2 million. But if you had better PR, better marketing, and better customer relations, a lot of people would have a different view and they'd be like, you know what, you gave us $1 million. Thank you. But again, even in Web 2, if you have a product that presses it, and you get to meet Justin Bieber, whatever it is, it'll still fail if nobody hears about it. And that's the number one thing I need to stress the most to people, especially if you're in a founding position. It's very important you understand that. But this is me. Here's my positions. I've done a bunch of stuff. Contrary to pop physical appearance, I'm not 45, even though I look like I'm 50, whatever it is. So I like to think I kind of know what I'm talking about, even though every single day it's an uphill battle and we're all still learning and there's a lot of other people smarter than me, blah, blah, blah. So measures of success, number one thing, what exactly are you going for? What is your company? What is your product? How do you know it's objectively winning? How do you know the market is responding to it in a good way, void of whatever it is that you're doing? So your unique offering, whatever that may be, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, be it unique users, volume, sales, staking, whatever, that of course, hopefully is a number that goes up due to your marketing and due to your partnerships and BD efforts, blah, blah, blah. But aside from this, that is its own thing. And each and every one of your companies should have that, of course. But every other company in the world, in addition to your unique offering, needs an overall vibe, which sounds funny and it sounds to Gen Z, whatever it is. It needs to be simple. Do people like your company? Do people like your staff? What is the response you get when asking someone about it at random events? Are they happy to talk about it? Do they like a specific person? Do they smile? Do they have like an overall vibe shift? Or are they talking shit about you? Are they saying, yeah, I've seen this company's tweets. I don't really like I've interacted with this person on Twitter. He works at this company. He wasn't the funniest, or he wasn't the nicest, and he posts weird, dumb shit, or he posts mean stuff, or he isn't easy to talk to, whatever it is. And last but not least, worst case scenario, if you were to suffer a hack or a failure, a PR scandal of some sort, is your company's PR good enough to handle it? So there's sadly been so many hacks, be it Twitter or like protocol chain level hacks, that a lot of companies die from the second they're hit with it. Not because their company product is objectively bad, but because their PR of the company itself was not positive enough for it to survive such a hack. Like, let's say there was already a problem with the founder previously, or a team member, or a protocol, whatever, previously, that this was just a nail in the coffin. And because of this hack, whatever it is, PR scandal, the company's basically just done for. It's dead. Like, there's no recovering from it. A good example of this is that one wallet that got hacked a while back, but it got hacked so badly that they just went out of business. I forgot the wallet name, but I'm saying like you should be able to handle and survive anything. And the marketing sauce, this is like my own little mixture that I like to think of. Company marketing is 25% of your total marketing weaponry. That is like the actual intern that runs the account. Some good examples are Moonshot, Pump Fund, Magic Eden, Polygon. Believe it or not, yeah, Polygon aggregated is really funny. And Pudgy Penguin's account, they're all really funny. They come from the actual account itself. It's not really more of like an emotional appeal in this. It's just funny Zoomer type beat memes that are reactive and controversial and very on touch with the current company culture and the current culture of CT. And 25%, I would also say, is partnership slash else, meaning amplifications, leeching from existing investors, retweets from people who are interested or you paid for stuff, influencers, investors, etc. Other outside forces that can bring inbound to your company page and product. Again, we're going to go over it later, but KOLs and influencers, all these other guys, they're not all bad. Most of them are, but not all. And a good example of this is like, what if like Tolly or Mert or Ansem or someone huge with good PR in the space or retweets one of your posts? That could change your entire company's trajectory in one retweet, which is crazy, but it's true. And then 50%, I believe, is a spearhead figure. So, who is the Mert, Tolly, Frank type beat figure of your company that is bullishly, relentlessly, positively, optimistically tweeting about your product and the space in general to the point where no matter what they do, people will still rally behind them? Tolly and Mert are like the perfect duo for this, and Frank in NFTs and Luca in NFTs as well, Pac Man for Blast, where at a certain point in time, maybe, some of these figures have obviously like different PRs at different times, but overall, I would say have really, really good PR from majority of people in the space. Where even if they fuck up, they'd be like, "Oh, he's human. It's okay." And they basically ride whatever it is their product and company is on their shoulders, and the success of their personal Twitter and emotional influence of their personal Twitter is tied directly to their company's success 99% of the time. For example, I had no idea what Helios did for 7 months. All I knew is that I like this bald motherfucker Mert who dunks on flat ethers because he's funny as fuck. Whatever his company is, I'll probably like that too. Same with Tali. If you came from the Ethereum ecosystem and you don't fuck with Solana or whatever ecosystem, and you saw what Tali was tweeting, he's charismatic and funny and open minded and smart. You're more likely going to be involved in Solana simply because you like the founder, not because you've used the technology. Again, once you start to use the technology, you'll be fully sold. But before then, if you haven't touched it or done anything on chain, you can at least be like, okay, I like Tali as the founder of this company. Here's what I mean and how. Number one thing, all bangers always. Meaning, before posting, what is the goal? If you have a company announcement or a company product update or you're all going open source, whatever it is, how can we milk it as much as possible? Is the actual copy and the video and the graphic and the content with it, or is it unique and are you proud of it? If you just went open source and the only thing that you say is, yo, we're open source, come check it, that is either a really good announcement or a really bad one. But like, let's say you launched a cross chain something and you're using it on Solana, you should be as loud as possible with it for as long as possible as you should be, because then the next day people are going to forget about it. So if you can control mindshare of CT for like 3 hours out of 24 for one day, that's a win. Because your number one job on Twitter is that people scroll 1 second each tweet. They see thousands a day. Your job and your success is that instead of 1 second on your tweet, they spend two or three. If you think about it, that's 2 to 3x more than they have on anything else. That is a win. So try to go for that. In the post itself, like I said before, is it actually good content? Is the copy itself, does it contain a hook or a CTA, whatever it is? And is there a little bit of a farm element to it? Again, farming most of the time is gay. I don't think, sorry, not gay, but whatever. I don't think it's necessary for a lot of things. You should just be authentic and interesting, charismatic and funny. But it's okay. Every now and then, I'll put a typo on purpose or put a misinformation a little bit on purpose in my content, just so people like their arrogance and ego centers act up a little bit, and they always love to correct me. So if I type believe but I type it wrong or whatever, I put the ticker and it's the wrong ticker. People love commenting on my shit, and they'll be like, you know what? You're fucking stupid. You spelled this wrong. Not only did you spell it wrong, but this is the wrong context, and this actually happened in March and not May. Some bullshit like that. It's harmless, but it gets people interested, and they always fuck with your shit because you can always rely on human ego. And then post analysis every single time after you post anything. Did this post perform well? Why or why not? How can we make it better? If it didn't do well, how can we make sure the next post is much better? Even if it did perform well, how can we make sure the next one does even better? The timing of the post, when did you post it and where? The text of it, the video, every single thing that you post, you need to analyze compared to a previous and then future post. Mesh all this data together and then find one Thanos level post that you can rely on for all the future ones to ensure that you are posting all bangers always. Pretty good, right? So this is my number one example. Board Ape Yacht Club. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what they're doing. All I know is that recently they bought that one thing. Because again, the way that this world works is that it's mindshare. The most recent thing they did that had the most mindshare on CT for the longest amount of time is when they bought that gender fluid NFT thing, and they were like, "Yeah, this is ours now." That's all I remember. And if you look at what they're doing now, no clue. Their engagement is supporting it. Like this is Board Ape Yacht Club. They are the number one boomer NFT profile picture type beat project from years ago, and this is their engagement. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Ugh. You can do so much better than this, and they are worth and they deserve so much better than this. But because of the way that they're marketing, they're not going to get that. Little things like adding too many people in your post, it deranks your post. In addition to adding this, deranks your post. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But now we have pumped fund $100 million in revenue in less than 1 year, bro. This is what they're posting. You can see a clear difference in vibes and success, objective metrics of success, simply just with the shit posting levels that they're doing. And not only was this a good post just from the copy and who posted it and from the proof of it, but this was like the trending topic. Mudang was the thing to talk about for like 10 days. They posted it during that time and it did exceptionally well. This is the difference in marketing. Even if this company and this company did the same thing and one posted this instead of this one would always do better. I could bet money on that. So here's a clear example of what we're doing. So for those of you that don't know, I'm the marketing lead at a company called Inshallah. We do Islamic finance products with crypto. Our whole goal is to show not just Muslim people, but religious folk, yo, crypto is something you should be involved in your books, whatever it is. It is allowed. You should fuck with it. 100% you should. And not only that, but it'll empower whoever it is that you belong to. So I'll use Muslims as an example here. I moved to Abu Dhabi. Our goal here is to attract those types of people, right? So it's an already incredibly niche product, Islamic crypto, halal crypto, and an incredibly niche CT. How are we going to succeed with such a product? It's already so specific and such a specific thing. Who the fuck cares about halal crypto if you're here to make money trading Mudang shitters on Solana? I get it. But again, I don't agree with it. So here's my thing. Who are number one question we ask ourselves: who is our most likely users, and how can we appeal to people who don't care about religion? That answer is MENA countries. So we diagnosed ourselves as obviously a halal crypto type B product that needs to appeal to halal crypto type B people, and those are MENA countries: North Africa, Middle East, Southeast Asia, majority where Muslim people live. That's why I live here in Abu Dhabi now. So we addressed those people. We got into those little circles, be it Twitter or WhatsApp, Telegram, all these types of people in our innate inner circles. And then we entered these group chats and started talking to them, creating trust, rapport, and stuff like that. And then we asked ourselves, for people who don't care about religion, because again, crypto does not and should not be a religious product, but you can make it if you want it to be. How do we get those in? That is competitive yield. So our first halal crypto product is Gold Sand Ethereum staking. That is custom made validators that do not transact transactions from haram or not allowed religiously sources. So we don't validate transactions from lending protocols, gambling, porn, alcohol, whatever that isn't allowed in Islam and other major religions. And you would think, this is stupid. Who cares? Why are you bringing religion into crypto? Blah, blah, blah. I get it, but I don't agree with you because it's been like, I think 2, 3 months and we've already had a TVL and we're at a TVL with our gold sand staking our Ethereum, not even Solana yet, of over a milli. So the success is there. Product market fit is there. The audience is there. Thank God. All praise to be. And we're still growing. Thank God. The goal here is to just keep on growing. And it's only been a few months. And we are like top, I think, 130 stake Ethereum validators now. So no matter what your product is, there is an audience for it, and you can succeed with it, even if it's a religious product in crypto. It doesn't matter what it is. Some other examples are this. I won't go into each and every single one, but the number one thing you need to get from this is that each individual company needs to have its each unique specific type beat marketing. So my personal account has a huge focus on DPIN, as you guys may know already. And I also run Delegate Charity based out of Jakarta, Indonesia. So Kudis, Helium Mobile, Solana Mobile, all are DPIN projects. DPIN is fairly unique to the market. Kudis is fashion, not only crypto. Helium Mobile is self-service, not only crypto. Solana Mobile is a phone, not only crypto. By understanding these two distinct differences, you can create very different marketing that isn't only crypto marketing. Because again, at the end of the day, the whole point is mass adoption, blah, blah, blah. You cannot only be marketing to people in crypto. So you can market Kudis as a fashion and wellness ring. You can market Helium as an affordable self-service and Solana Mobile as an Android-specific Type B phone. Even charity marketing has an angle that can be interesting and unique that you've never seen before. So culture based. The whole point with Delegate Charity, again, charity run by crypto, blah, 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 in Jakarta. We build schools and we feed kids and stuff like that. But none of our videos are like stuff you'll see from traditional charities. We don't have sad black and white music. It's not showing starving kids or sad scenes. It's upbeat stuff, people having fun, vlog type B, culture based, happy music. So people can see here's the effect of what we're doing, not what we want to do. Just like Beast Philanthropy doesn't ask for money, it shows what they've already done with the collected money. That is our vibe. And because of that, we've raised over like $20,000, $30,000, and we still are in works with building schools and blah, blah, blah. And because of this, these companies are killing it. Again, not because of me, but because of aid and marketing efforts through that type of ethos, which is important. This is a topic that I know a lot of people hate talking about: KOLs, influencers, shit like that. But at the end of the day, it's weird, but KOLs are just clouded people, have more reach and influence than most companies do. Like if Mitch tweeted a shitter and said that he was the dev behind it, that shit would do better on God than most VC backed coins. You could put 10 milli into the a market maker, whatever, of a coin from a VC, and it would still not outperform a coin that Ansem and Mitch pushing together would. Simple as that. And there's no one that can argue with me on that topic. So KOLs are monsters usually, but not all monsters are bad. So, like for me, as an example, or we'll use JK as an example. He makes fun, not edgy, but like charismatic, very, very like outspoken, loud videos, right? So, if you're a company in any way that has that type beat philosophy in it, you should be talking to Jakey for making videos that already align with whatever it is that you're doing. He's been in this market and has better brand loyalty than your company has by 3 years, right? It needs to be understood that even if you raised $100 million, that doesn't help you with some Zoomer who wants to get involved in Polymarket. It just doesn't, because they don't see this 100 million. They see that their favorite influencer, Jakey, is working with them. Therefore, I trust them. Simple as that. And because you two are already in a market that shares the same characters and properties that you want to get into, you are more likely to convert them as cliently as possible. You're not selling pens to people who like pens or pencils. You're selling pens to motherfuckers that like pens. And the way that you're doing this is by selling a pen in Walmart instead of opening your own shack right outside of Walmart. Low-key, I'm smart. That's just me sitting on the beach in Tsushima Island, Japan, vibing out. But with it, I included some copy that has to do with health and wellness, stuff like that, and then I tied it back to Kuda's wellness. Again, I didn't say buy this phone, please buy this phone, no, blah, blah, blah. No, this type of content can only really come from a personal account. Like Kuda's wellness wouldn't really post this and be like, look at us, we're Kuda's. Not really. It would come from a user-generated content or KOL generated, the same thing, and it shows people in a day-to-day personal non-forced way, this product is good and I like it, maybe you should buy it if you want. It doesn't need to be forced, basically. Case study, Polymarket, as I mentioned before. For those of you that follow the lore, there was Hugo and Trading Axe. There was the whole he's getting fired for saying retardio, and then Trading Axe sent him 300 bans and blah, blah, blah. They were in control of CT for 1 to 2 days with this initial scandal. It was fucking insane. And in that example, Hugo was a spearhead. Even now, I don't know one person that works at Polymarket other than Hugo, and all I know is that he's the intern, and I remember the initial scandal, and that he's funny as fuck. And the company post, like we mentioned before, the 25%, they post relevant product memes. Again, Polymarket, which is like betting on current events, what is it, prediction markets, are now kind of all over the place. You'll find 5, 6 people because Polymarket was such a huge success. It's such a big success that they're now being used by CNN and big news for prediction markets. Trump just talked about them the other day. He said poly case or whatever. They're doing so well. And the reason I and many other people found them is because the initial scandal that took control of CT was from the spearhead figure and a most likely KOL. Again, he wasn't paid or anything like that, but he was a guy with clout that helped that company out, which is incredible. And again, here's the dynamic duo. This is the Bonnie and Clyde of Solana. For those of you that knows Holly, you know Solana. For those of you that know Mert, you know Solana and then subsequently Helios. I couldn't tell you what Helios did for 7 months. Like I said, all I knew is that I like Mert. For those of you that don't know Tali, you know that he is the founder of Solana, and that if you like Tali, you might like Solana. Simple as that. But the majority of these companies do exceptionally well. Even Helios's validator probably does so well because Mert has such good PR emotionally and does really, really well on Twitter and is very good at shit posting. If Mert didn't talk as much as he did and post about the stuff that he did, Helios and its usage and the Helios validator and all this other stuff might not be performing that well. It's just true. Same with Tali and Solana mobile sales. All that kind of stuff is very directly linked to their spearhead figures. Yapping for 20 minutes, 19 minutes into this video. Okay, cool, 2x speed, blah, blah, blah. How do I implement this today, though? If you're so smart and you think that what you're talking about is going to work, let's do it. I'll try it out for a month. I hope you do, and I hope it does work. But how to implement this today is to find the blazingly unapologetic Tali of your company. He needs to be whoever he or she needs to be whoever is the most naturally adept to shit posting and is okay with carving out time on Twitter every single day or LinkedIn to simply shitpost. They need to be so optimistic about their company and product and the entire space and storytelling and connecting with people and be charismatic and funny and interesting and talking about current topics, all this other stuff. Pick whoever is the most naturally adept to doing this and tell them your job is not this company. It is 1 hour a day. You need to be fucking around on Twitter and you need to grow your Twitter and then it will naturally somehow later tie back into our company. Number two, Zoomer intern with Red Bull, dream come true. You could give three Zoomers the newest iPhone, fucking Google Fiber Wi-Fi, and eight Red Bulls, and they would outperform any KOL company, any Twitter agency, any company that's in product right now. I 100% believe that. Their job is to be chronically online, running the company account, marketing, and feeding ideas to the team, to the spearhead figure who may or may not have enough time to be on Twitter. Only job is 24/7 Twitter, nothing else, no breaks, shitting, tweeting, eating, tweeting, sleeping schedule tweets, sitting here watching a video, you should be tweeting, watching a movie, you should be tweeting. It should be an addiction level thing that you are doing. Every single person on Twitter that has clout the way that they do, it's because they are chronically online on Twitter 24/7 and they have muscle memory picking up their phone even when their phone is out of battery. It needs to be an addiction level to Twitter. If it's not, you'll fail. And their job is that. You need one of these people, 100%. KOLs that actually vibe with your vision. Like I said, find someone with a following in your niche that has been doing what you're trying to do for the past 3 years, has brand loyalty and trust, and naturally talk to this person. Pay them money, pay them free equity, whatever it may be. Have a good standing relationship with them, not just a one-off post, and be like, how can I vamp basically your existing audience in a naturally and kind way and show them that we are a trustworthy company that won't scam you and that does the stuff that you've already been interested in and is the reason why you're following this guy. Again, I don't know what Monad does. I know that I like Thread Guy. Therefore, I love Monad. Monad, parallelized L1 EVM something. I've read that 50 billion fucking times. I don't know what it is, but I like him. They got clout and Thread Guy likes him too. Okay, thank you. Number one thing, have fun with it. Do not see this as homework. Do not see this as something you have to do. See this as something that you need to learn to appreciate and have fun to do. It is a way for you to turn off your brain and to just shitpost. Don't overthink it. Like I said, it ties directly in with one. If you're eating something that day and it's a chocolate croissant, tweet a picture of it and say, I like chocolate croissants. Other people do too, and you now have a relationship with somebody else, and you can both relate to chocolate croissants when before you had nothing in common. This all takes time. Again, most of the people you see here that have clout or whatever it may be, it did not come overnight, even in the course of a week or a month. It took months or years for anybody with influence, be it bad or good, to get there. So don't think it's going to take a week or even a month. It's going to take a couple of months, most likely. And then once you do get there, it's going to be incredible. You're going to have a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps. If it doesn't, I don't care. If it does, please DM me. I'm always open for conversations and any sort of advice I can give to, again, just good companies that are looking to get out there and grow. Thank you.